Ayuk right, they motion McCaffrey, backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! San Francisco! He can run, he can catch,
is on fire!
Christian McCaffrey can throw! Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
One, just got it snapped in time. Inside handoff. McCaffrey finds a crack. Gets wide. 10, 5, 10. Oh, he got nailed on the goal line. Is he in? He's right on the goal line. What a run by Christian McCaffrey! They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown!
Hey.
Breezy,
Mo's nose. Season 3, Peachy. It's about that time. Everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's nose, Peachy, Breezy, and fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you non-a-talk. We two gorilla silverback, nah, silver.
You know it's busting, good discussion, cause we get it in. Every time, you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win. The faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's nose, and fear to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk. Niners talk. Nitty gritty, it's the Niners talk.
Bam, bam, bam. That's what the 49ers was doing last night. They was knocking cats off, knocking Hawks out. What's going on, Peachy? What's going on, Mose?
What's going on, man? It is Sunday. The 49ers have already played, so it's just chill Sunday. It's just a very relaxing Sunday where we don't have to worry about it. And then the only thing that we have to worry about today is to find out who we play and when we play. So it's just a chill Sunday. We already took care of business last night, and it's awesome. I love it that we played yesterday. And we just, we were first, and it's over, and now you just chill and get to do whatever you want to do.
Let's chill. Mose, what's going on, baby?
Hey, man, before we talk football, it's an OG's birthday today.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
All right,
it's an OG's birthday today.
Let's go, Mose.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to start it off the right way. And it's Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know you an organist. You play for the church. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this the Pentecostal churchy way, okay?
All right,
okay,
all right.
Everybody follow.
Off,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday
man.
to our brother Breezy, man.
Yes,
happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Breezy.
And glad we got that dub for you. Glad we got it in a dominating fashion. Glad that you were in the building.
Yes.
Glad that you could chill out in Cali for the day. You don't got to worry about nothing. We'll have a great show and you can just relax and enjoy your birthday because you deserve it, bro. So happy birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday.
I appreciate that.
You ain't got to be mad because the 49ers is something stupid. You got just smiles and everything. And when you go home, you just be happy and everything like that because 49ers took care of business for you.
Facts.
We do.
Facts.
It is missing. Tambourines are missing.
Mose and Peachy hit it up quartet style. If you guys don't know about that quartet style, how come there was always more than four pieces in a quartet band?
It never made sense to me.
Never made sense.
Never did. Because quartet is four.
It's four. It was 8 singers.
Because at some point, somebody was not included. You up there helping us. but you're not really included in
Right.
the quartet. So,
Bro,
but then everybody thinks, well, I do more than that person. So who the real for? And that's why groups broke up.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Hey, do you guys remember like choir day when the visiting choir would come and like sing in the church, and they would like walk in like they were just, you know, beneath, like it didn't matter what the church was or whatever, they would always walk in all like solidified and conceited.
This is how they walked in, Peach. You ever see Malcolm X when he had everybody in formation? He was just like, I would be like, all right, they about to do something. They about to do something different up in this church. But nah, man.
But you can't do that walk in, and then y'all get up there, y'all off key.
Exactly.
we hearing the squeaks in the voice, like somebody still going through puberty.
They would
don't walk in with your head up and your chin out, and y'all can't get up here and do nothing. All right.
They would just walk in and be, you know, just looking around like, you know, like they were better than us. I couldn't stand that crap. We had a very, very nice church, and they would walk in and they would just be, you know, just like they were better. And then they get up there and they'd sing and they'd suck.
Oh man,
them old school choir battles. That's fun.
Man.
Great memories.
What a better way
choir anniversary
to start off Sunday talking about, you know, singing church songs on a Sunday. You know, usually I'll be in church, getting out of church, get ready to set up for a show. Got to figure out how to worry about the 49ers. Like you said, man, I was kind of glad they got a chance to play on Saturday. Mose, you said that earlier this week. Let's get it over with, yo. I don't care if we go first. Let's get this junk over with. You know what I'm saying? Knock somebody out, which the 49ers did.
Yes.
But guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. There's so many like members of the channel that's here right now. So many members not of the channel. Hey, y'all want to do something for my birthday? Join the Breezy channel, y'all. Y'all want to do me something solid? Join the channel. Shout out to Tommy too, who sent me a Twitter message who said, "Happy birthday, ass bag." So I just want to let the ass munch know that he is forever indebted in my heart. Love you, Tommy. Wish we could do a tune together real soon. I gotta wait till football season's over before I even think about music. Yeah. Tommy's a phenomenal guitarist and recording artist out there. So shout out to you, Tommy. Appreciate that for the private ass munch message in my he called me an ass bag, but it's all good. Listen, I was so excited last night, y'all. Shout out to John Chapman, Nick Parra, Vicky, the 49ers Rush road trip crew, all the people that were out there. We went out to eat. We went out to dinner and celebrated last night. They surprised me with like a big old birthday brownie. That junk was really good. I didn't eat it, but it was good. Yeah, like it was dope. I just wanted to send a shout out to John because I know he's probably on his way back home. But another successful trip out here. The faithful was here. Like, I mean, obviously we're home, but they were out in the rain, and I thought that was dope. I thought it was dope that they came out to tailgate in the rain. They came out to party. They were excited. It was nothing but Poncho City. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope. The rain did let up like right before kickoff, and then it didn't come back to the end of the game. So I thought that was really cool how God let the rain, and the sun cracked the sky too. So it was like, oh snap, like the sun's cracking the sky, everything. It was really good. But guys, real talk, tale of two halves. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. I know a lot of faithful were worried. I was trying to do my best to let, you know, I got to be careful when I tell people to relax. You know what I'm saying? And I just saw something. I saw that the 49ers were trying things still, which is weird because why are you trying stuff in the playoffs? I saw a lot of overthrowing more than running in that first half. And I just knew right away that the 49ers at some point were going to dominate this game because football, Mose and Peachy, is all about attrition. And I think that's what the 49ers are doing this year. They're enforcing their attrition on people and getting people to tire themselves out. And then they're punching people in the mouths. What were some of the things you guys took away? Give me one takeaway from the game right off the bat. Tale of two halves.
You can go first, Mose.
For me, shout out to Mike and the NBN crew for having me on and simulcasting on the Wayne Breezy Network as well. For me, one of the things that I said last night was one of my takeaways is particularly from the first half is you're right, Breezy. You mentioned that there were a lot more passes than runs called in that first half. I think it was 19 passes to 9 runs. And I gave huge credit to Kyle Shanahan in that effort because I feel like that was a calculated strategy to get the jitters out of Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I think he understands you have a young guy, a rookie who's leading a team that, for all intents and purposes, is a Super Bowl caliber team. We just went on a 10-game winning streak. For us, you know, we're supposed to be here and we're supposed to make a run. So that's a lot of pressure on this young kid at home in front of the home fans, his parents and family in the stands. You know, that's a lot of pressure for one kid. So I think early on, I think you did see a little bit of those jitters. Some of his rollouts were a little, you know, sporadic and frantic. You know, you saw some of the underthrows, overthrows, balls slipping out of his hand, partially due to the weather. But I think Kyle wanted to call a pass-heavy first half to kind of get those jitters out of Brock Purdy in that first 30 minutes. And then you saw a different quarterback. And when you saw a different quarterback, you saw a different team. So much respect and much kudos for that strategic move to call more pass plays, get those first half jitters out of Brock Purdy so that he can relax, settle into the game, and play the way he knows how to play.
Gotcha. All right. So I'll have to go on the other side. The defense. That defense for a while looked like the damn defense in Vegas. I was pissed. I'm like, what happened? Like, what happened to this defense? Like, why? I mean, they literally had, you know, like, just looked like the ones, you know, that they look like in Vegas. It was crazy. I mean, Geno Smith, which is over there just doing whatever, you know. Now, they did have moments where they stopped him, you know, and all that, but he was still doing like a lot. And I really thought that our pass rush, I thought it was going to be better. I thought that we was going to be able to stop a lot of things that Geno was doing out there. So I'll have to say that our defense definitely turned it up in the, you know, second half. But the first half definitely reminded me, like gave me memories of Vegas. And it was not fun. It was not fun at all because I was worried. I was one of the ones that was freaking out, and Breezy texted me and said, relax, because I was so worried about what, like, I was like, we are not going to lose this game. We cannot lose this game. We cannot go out in the first round. I'll be honest. I was scared. I was really scared. But when we came back out there, you know, I'm like, okay, they took care of it. We're good. I knew Brock had jitters. I could tell that he was very nervous because he was doing some things that he hadn't done, you know, and I could tell. So when he got that out of whatever, and then, you know, like that stuff, I know we're going to talk about it, you know, what happened to Debo, and I kind of turned everything around to, you know, even more, trying to turn it up more. But when we got the ball, you know, and we're able to do what we did, you know, and, you know, sustain the drives and things, and we just look different. We just look like a different team in that right there. So the defense was able to rest a lot more and to get after it. And the defense looked a lot better with the takeaways and everything like that. But the first half, yeah, I'll say the defense gave a lot of memories of Vegas. It was pretty scary.
Yeah, they like to touch on both of your points. I'll start with Peachy, go back to Mose. Yeah, the defense, look, it was weird, right? Because I remember tweeting out, oh my gosh, like the defense has 2 3-and-outs. They forced 2 3-and-outs, and the offense had 2 scoring drives. Like it was perfectly simultaneous. Niners was up 10-0. The defense was making sure that they got the ball, but you got to credit Seattle for making the adjustments, right? And the one thing that Seattle was doing, I thought we saw a lot different in this game, was the way that they were utilizing Kenneth Walker. And the key to victory was to not let him get going.
Yes,
like, you had to stop him because all he did was ignite DK Metcalf. If you run the ball successfully, you're going to throw the ball successfully. It's football, right? And so that's what was happening. Because I'm going to tell you right now, DK Metcalf had a day. 136 yards.
Yeah, he did.
10 catches off of 13 targets.
Yeah, he balled.
Burned Mooney Ward. It wasn't just necessarily the burn. It was just the move he made. Mooney got caught looking back at the quarterback.
He turned around.
Yeah. Like, and then that was just enough. And
doing?
Metcalf is fast, right? Last time I checked, he ran a 4.3.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, he's fast. I couldn't believe Moody turned around. Like, what are you doing?
he was trying to get a whiff of the ball because Cass, you want to make that pick. I thought for me, defensively, I'm with you, Peachy, was like they started off good. Seattle adjusted, and then the defense was trying to figure, out how to readjust, and they couldn't necessarily do it until they sat down, ate some bananas at halftime, got yelled at or whatever, and then they quickly flipped the switch because we're going to talk about the play of the game.
Right.
Excuse me, the play of the game, which kind of really turned the game, not turned it around, but just changed the whole game, right? And so that happened defensively. So you got to give them some credit. But like you said, first half defense, definitely different from the second half defense. And then Mose, you were spot on too, man. Look, it's crazy how this team is built, because they're built with a bunch of weapons. They're built with a quarterback that, is young. Like you said, they had to get him. They tried to get him throwing, tried to get him into a rhythm. You saw that. They tried to get him into a rhythm. If that ball didn't slip out his hand on that first throw, that would have been a huge throw. I want to credit Kyle Shanahan, Mose, for taking the shots down the field. Something we don't see ever.
Right. Yep.
I don't have the depth chart of the throwing, but there were a lot of shots downfield.
They were.
And as that ball got drier and the game conditions changed, he just kept taking the shots down the field. But you know what they did?
And I think part of that was strategic to not allow Pete Carroll and his defense to think that Kyle is scared to run this rookie out here. I think part of that narrative, and not to invoke the name of number 10, but part of the narrative with Jimmy G from past playoff games is that Kyle is scared or timid to allow him to throw the ball.
Exactly.
Because he doesn't want him to make mistakes.
Yes.
8 passes versus the Vikings, only 5 passes in the NFC Championship game versus the Packers. I don't care how good the run is working. You only allow your quarterback to throw the ball 5 times. Like, that was a huge narrative. So I think Kyle had to come into this game and not allow Pete Carroll and his defense to think that all they're going to do is run the ball, and they don't trust this young guy, Brock. So now we can send pressure. We can disguise coverages. We can do all these kind of things to fluster this quarterback when he has to throw, because Kyle isn't confident in him anyway. I think that was a confidence builder, and for the offense, a confidence builder for Brock, and a statement to the other team that I don't care who you think Brock is. I don't care that he's a rookie. I don't care that this is his first playoff start. We're playing our brand of football no matter what. And I think that sent a message. Yeah.
So I have one thing. Okay. So there's a play. And man, it was awesome. The Elijah Mitchell touchdown, where Brock looks like it's going to be a sack. And I swear, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care how many Jimmy had whatever to say. If that had been Jimmy Garoppolo, that would have been a sack, because he would have walked into the sack. Brock avoided that sack. That was not what they were trying to do. Like, that play was not it, because he was looking to his left at first, and he didn't like it, and he backed up out of that sack and found Elijah Mitchell, and that throw to Elijah Mitchell for the touchdown, to me, is awesome, because he broke out of that and went around it. Me and Breezy had talked about this before. I think his intelligence is off the charts. I mean, he can do things. He can create things. Like, he can figure out how to make things happen, beyond what the play's called. Like, if that play breaks down, he's able to look for another solution. And that's what eventually makes you a great quarterback. That's how you become like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady, is when that whatever's in your ear, that don't work, because Seattle knows what you're doing, and that don't work. And then you have to think on the fly for yourself to figure out something else. And that's what he did with that Elijah Mitchell touchdown, because I know that was not meant to be, because he was looking to his left, and I know Kyle had told him to do something else. So I just thought that was awesome.
We'll keep this segment going. Top plays of the game. That was definitely a great one, because it was an ad-lib play.
Yes,
Sometimes you got quarterbacks that can ad-lib, and sometimes you got quarterbacks that can't. And I think ad-libbing is a gift. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so everything was to the left. I couldn't figure out why Kyle was throwing everything to the left. There must have been something in the scouting report, and everything was to the left, but the right was always wide open.
The right was always open because, like, the Seahawks were blocking the left. Like, for the most part, I never understood that.
I guess my point is, then Kyle needs to figure out, all right, they're going to the left. Let's boot roll out to the right.
Right.
But I honestly, I think if it was actually a boot action to the right, the play might not have worked out as perfectly as it did, because Brock had to make a play. Like his throwing on the run is pretty damn accurate.
Yes.
All right, so that was your favorite play. I love it. Mose, let me get your play, one of your top plays of the game. We can have more than one, but let's just do one at a time. Give me one on offense, one on defense. So let's start with offense. Peachy gave me an offense. You give me an offense. I'll give you an offense, and then we'll go back around and do defensive plays.
This is gonna shock a lot of people coming from me, and if Fair is watching, I know he's.
You better not say the Juwan Jennings catch, because
yes, it is.
I'll boot you from the show.
Yes, it is.
Where's
all right, so Moses is out. So I've been trying to tell Moses.
I have to find. Hold on.
No. Don't find it. Don't find it.
No, I have to find Melissa because I.
Oh yeah, because she's sleeping right now. Please awaken when Melissa joins the show. Mose could come back on, even though he has full control.
That's okay. I'm fixing to get her right now.
Go ahead, Mose. You have the floor. Peachy and I are quiet. Peachy, we going on mute.
It was more than the catch. It was the throw. It was the fact that Brock rolled that way and made that throw, because if you see that throw, it was in a tight window and that ball had to be perfectly placed. And I can't remember, it might have been on second or third down, but I feel like it was at a time where we needed to make sure that we moved the ball downfield, because I believe at that time we were trailing. I think the score might have been 14-13. And I think that was the drive where we were driving down the field, couldn't get 6, so we got 3. But that pass in the rain, in that kind of tight window, because Juwan, for some reason, was bracketed. So the ball had to be perfect, and Juwan had to go to the ground to make the catch. So it's not just the catch from Juwan, but because he was part of the play and he made the catch, I got to give just due. So it was the entire play. It was Brock being able to keep his eyes downfield, finding him, trusting his guy, putting the ball right where it needed to be, and Juwan making the catch in between traffic to get us in the red zone. To me, that was my favorite play from on offense.
I love it. Was that his first catch of the game too, by the way?
I don't believe it was. I think that was his. Oh, no, that might have been his first catch.
I think that was his first.
I think his second one came. His second one came later
on another third,
and that was a third down catch. Yeah,
they both were third down catches, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the 49ers were 6 for 11 on third down. All right, they were 55% on third down, and it was because in the first half they were a little shaky. In the second half, they were hitting on the money, on the money. All right, so I tell you what, your top 2 plays for both of you offensively were phenomenal. I love them both. But here's my favorite play offensively of the game. Peachy, I'm going to take a page out of your play. And then Mose, I'm going to take a page out of your play, because both of you talked about something. You talked about escapability and precision. So Brock did that again. It was another third down. Go figure. Anyway, they should have sacked his ass again. He stepped up in the pocket, went to the left, had to move from the left, rolled out to his right. Key point, rolled out to his right, almost got sacked again, decided to step up to miss another sack. So he almost got sacked 3 times on the same play, took the hit of his life. This hit should have knocked his ass out. Somehow, matter of fact, the hit was so bad, he got yelled at for taking the hit. Like, I'm like, dude, but almost threw a touchdown throw to Brandon Ayuk, tippy toe at the goal line post in the back of the end zone. Now, I tell you what, if he came down with that catch, which he has to catch that ball. I'm sorry, we talk about it. He has to catch that ball. If Brandon Ayuk catches that ball, Brock Purdy would have 4 passing TDs, 1 rushing TD, He had 332 yards. He would have more yards. It was just the best throw I've ever seen. It was on the run. It was outside the pocket, but in the pocket is weird because it was like he was like playing pinball. 1, 2, step up, throw, hit. Boom. And it was literally a dart. That's the precision you were talking about, Mose. And then Peachy, the escapability that you were talking about, because he started coming back from the left side, rolling out to his right to make the throw. I do want to credit Brandon Ayuk for getting open. God dang it. He can get open. I mean, he can get open. That's what he does. Now, catching the ball is something a little different. I know he's our leading wide receiver this year, 1,000-yard wide receiver. Brandon Ayuk is that guy. He comes down with that pass. That would be sending a serious statement, my friends, to the NFL and to the rest of these teams in the playoffs that they're not laying down. They're not laying down. They're going to lay down. And they only laid down at the very end when it was under 6 minutes to go. They put in their reserves, and it was time to get out of that game. Because that's the only reason. I know somebody said in the chat where they're mad that the defense gave up a touchdown. Yeah, the second string defense gave up a touchdown going against starters. That's what happened. So to me, that was my favorite offensive play because God knows he made that throw. That throw was Joe Montana, Dwight Clark-ish. Go back and watch it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It was a back fade to the end zone, and only IU can catch it. He put that throw right there. That's my favorite.
Bro, if IU catches that pass, every sports media outlet is talking about that Monday morning.
Okay.
Every sports media outlet is talking about it. Peachy, I think your mic is muted.
Oh, thank you.
She's back.
I was just talking.
I saw your mouth moving, but I didn't hear nothing, so I figured your mic was muted. Breezy, let me ask you this question.
For sure.
You were telling Peachy, calm down, relax. It's all going to be good. I was freaking out. I know Mike from Nothing But Niners said that he was a little nervous. Callie Young in the group chat, we said that he was nervous. But you seem to not have been nervous. Was that just pure faith in the team? Or since you were there, did you see anything on the sideline from the players that increased your confidence and increased your faith? Like since you were our boots on the ground, what were you seeing from the team on the sideline that says, oh, they good. They're going to weather the storm? Like, what did you see?
Exactly what you just said. The team knew that they were in a storm. They knew that it was a divisional round game, and you could see that this team never once doubted anyone. And they didn't doubt each other. They just knew, hey, our defense, they slacking right now. Offensively, we're going to figure out a way to pick it up. I was watching cats work on the sideline. You see Brock throwing in the ring, getting hitting his targets out there on the sideline. You could tell that this kid has that poise that he needs to rebound. I think what I tweeted, there was a couple of things I tweeted at the half, and it probably got 0 interactions because it might have got lost. The service was really bad. And I tweeted the last time Brock and the 49ers trailed at halftime, they won. I don't think anybody paid attention to that because I knew they were going to go in a half. They were going to make adjustments. So part of it was faith. And then part of it was the simple fact that the Seahawks really weren't doing anything to the 49ers. The 49ers were doing stuff to themselves. The Jimmy Ward play, dude, that was dumb as heck. Now, I'm mad that we were all banking and being mad at him when the offense also failed to score in the red zone 3 times. You got to get touchdowns in the red zone. Hey, you get touchdowns in the red zone. This is why I was super not nervous. They got to the red zone just about every time on just about every drive, maybe 2 or 3 drives where they didn't. I can't remember how many times they punted. I could look it up, but I'm not looking at it right now. But they literally got to the red zone. They just couldn't get it in the red zone. So I knew that the 49ers could drive the ball. They just had to figure out ways how to conquer and get across that goal line. So that was one of the things that I saw. This team was moving and moving. So basically, to make a long story short, they just seemed like they were in control. They were on their Janet Jackson stuff, man. They were in control the whole time. And like I said, they did little things to beat themselves. That Mooney Ward touchdown to DK Metcalf, that's on him. He made a mistake. Guess what the 49ers defense do every game? It's consistent. It's a fact. They make a mistake. They give up a big play. It don't matter if you're all pro. It doesn't matter if you're non-pro. It doesn't matter if you're semi-pro. There's a mistake going to happen. We should know that by now. So I'm kind of habituated to them giving up a big play on offense. Again, the touchdown to Kenneth Walker. Whose fault was that? That was Dre Greenlaw's fault. Dude came in too close and didn't contain on the outside. Why are you coming in as close as your defensive end? Bro, you on the outside. Kenneth Walker is fast. The moment he hit that edge and Greenlaw was too deep in the backfield, it was a touchdown. You knew it. Those are mental mistakes, bro. Now, the bonehead play was the Jimmy Ward joint, which gave up 3 points.
Oh, Lord.
Right? And I know everybody want to talk about it, and people were like, oh, my gosh, Breezy. Like, I'm not standing up for Ward. It was a bonehead play, but there are other reasons why we're losing. Right?
Yeah, that was.
Like, and so let's focus on the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? But Jimmy Ward, you can't do that only because it's a rule in the NFL. Just don't go near the quarterback, bro, when they're trying to slide. I think it's a dumb rule. I think the rule needs to be amended, especially for quarterbacks, because they take advantage of it. They get down at the very last second. And if you're already mid-launched, it's automatic flag.
And they do that.
So that's what it was, Mose. I hope I was able to answer. I know I'll be talking around stuff, but that's kind of what it was. Like, they did not look like they were faltered at any point, faltered, you name it. They looked like they were going to come back out and attack. And that's what they did, Mose. Like, they did it on all 3 phases.
Yeah. When they the part that I loved more than anything, and I guess we're going to get into it, is when that happened to Debo on what's it called? On Reddit, they were saying that when they were in their huddle and they were talking about it, they said that, let's just go out here and just kill this team. And that's why they went out there and just balled out and threw it on them. Like, they literally went into overdrive and just bombed on them until the second play, until the second level defense came.
Peach, what's the acronym Debo used? I got your back. How do you say that?
IGYB.
IGYB, right?
Yeah.
IGYB. I think
I put that on Twitter last night.
Yeah. So for hearing Debo say that, but then seeing the team do that, I thought it was going to be a brawl on the football field. Like, I thought the 49ers were about to crack skulls.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
that's
crazy.
how it looked. I don't know what they showed on TV, even though I watched the game twice, but I know I thought something was about to go because you deliberately saw what the defender did to Debo. Like, it was like a twist after the play. Yeah. Now, look, I don't like to blame refs, and I know we shouldn't talk about the refs, but why are we always talking about the referees? Like, all right, you're going to call the flag on Jimmy Ward, no doubt, but how come the late hit out of bounds on Brock Purdy wasn't
exactly? Todd was so infuriated with that.
That can't be 50-50. Guys, thank y'all so much for giving the super chat contributions. I promise you we're going to get to them at a super chat segment of the show. I promise we're not looking at it or overlooking. Thank you for all the birthday shout outs and all that. We just got a lot we want to talk about before the game start. So please give us a chance to just have this conversation with you and us, and we promise we'll get to the super chat segment, okay? Thank y'all so much again. Melissa, thanks for waking up too, because let's do a quick rewind. Rewind. Yeah. Most, who was your top play of the game? What was your top offensive play of the game?
My top offensive play of the game was a beautiful pass from Brock Purdy to Jawan Jennings in between 2 defenders. Jawan having to go to the ground and make the catch, coming down with a big play.
That's for you,
Much
Melissa.
respect to Brock Purdy. Much respect to Jawan Jennings.
Yes.
That was my favorite play of the game because it was huge. We needed it. Brock trusted his wide receiver, and his wide receiver followed and followed through with that trust and came down with probably at least maybe if not the biggest catch, the most contested catch in the game because we saw how Kyle schemed it up. Everybody was wide open.
Yeah.
Everybody was wide open. So that was probably the most contested catch of the game. And Jennings rewarded his quarterback faith in him by coming down with that catch. So that's my favorite
Ayuk did block, and Nice is right. Ayuk did block a player so that he could get that.
I mean, Ayuk was blocking all game long.
Yeah, he was.
That's what
he was.
A top wide receiver in the league. If you're going to play, if you're going to be a San Francisco 49er,
you're
going to be on the offensive side, you best to be able to know how to block. I mean, Danny Gray said it before he was, in uniform, no block, no rock. So he gets the concept. That's literally the concept. I guarantee both of you guys, that's why he was in the doghouse. He came in here flashy like wide receivers do. He realized he wasn't on that flashy type of team. This is a serviceable type of team. You have to do your part in order for everything to work. And he had to figure that out. And I'm so glad that he decided to give in on that. It wasn't that he couldn't do it. He had to literally give in and bite in on the vision of what head coach Kyle Shanahan is. And since he's been a top wide receiver in the league. So you got to trust the vision of your coach and things like that. And listen, the quarterback plays is what's enabling him. That's why I shout out. I feel like the 49ers, those 5 players, I feel like the 49ers 5, all the playmakers, when you talk about the personnel, I feel like they go overlooked. They get overshadowed so much because they haven't had a consistent quarterback. And so it's just like, dang, Ayuk was going to be great with Trey, and then we never got to see it. And then Jimmy comes in, and Jimmy's going back to Debo. And then it was just so weird. And now Brock was Kittle and spreading the ball around. So it's really cool to see these playmakers do exactly what their assignment is. If they don't have the opportunity to make the play, well, I guess what? If you make this block, you're making a play for Deebo Samuel to run all the way down that sideline. And this is the first time I ever in my entire life heard Deebo Samuel give someone props.
Yes.
Is it just me? Or was it just it's not my
it's not just the first time, I think.
Okay. I mean, it happened to be his comrade, Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
But the fact that he said, he made the block. He made the block. He said it more than once.
Yep.
You see, he sealed off the sideline, and all I had to do was run off his hip.
Yeah.
And once I got past,
he said exactly that. That's what he said. The seal. That's making the block, right? So, are we seeing? Question for both of you, and then we'll go top defensive plays. Are we seeing maturity right before our eyes
from everybody,
from every player?
Absolutely, from the whole team. From the whole team, we got
the
rookies
coach
that are acting like we got rookies that are acting like rookies. We got veterans that are acting like veterans. We have our coaches that are not wavering, are not getting flustered. They understand we got 60 minutes of football, and they're making the necessary adjustments. And if we played the full 60 minutes, we might have put up 60 on this team.
Oh, it would have been. It would have looked like, man.
Peachy, those 3 possessions. Give them 21 points. Add 21 to that score.
That's crazy. 21.
Yeah, we'd have put up 60. And it wouldn't have been close, bro.
You want to know the reason why I was upset at Jimmy Ward, but the reason why I was more upset with the offense not being able to capitalize off of the opportunities that they had, more like missed the opportunity. Because someone said, you're going to get drop passes, you're going to get missed touchdowns, you're going to get that. And well, then you're going to get bonehead plays too. It's football. At the end of the day, it's football. Now, should Jimmy have made that play? No. In hindsight, he shouldn't. But what if the refs didn't call it and it would have been a bang-bang play and they wouldn't have got the 3 points? Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's football. So if you're going to say it's football, they account everything that can go wrong in a football game. They count the bonehead mistakes, but also if that offense could have figured it out in that first half, that bonehead play wouldn't even happen because Seattle would have to have a whole game plan.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just super proud of our offense because once we got going and clicking, it was a juggernaut.
That's the key word, PG.
Seattle could not do anything. Like they didn't know what to do because they didn't know where the ball was. They couldn't tell. It was one play with McCaffrey. I didn't even know that McCaffrey had the ball. Like I was literally watching TV and I did not know that he had the ball.
Are you talking about the catch for the touchdown or the run? Because he had a 60-yard run, yo. Like I was just like, oh my God.
I don't know what run it was. All I know is that McCaffrey wound up with the ball. I didn't know he had the ball, and I was watching it. So I can see, and the defense didn't know he had the ball either because they were going the other way.
Since we're still talking about offense, 1 sack. Mm-hmm. 1 sack. I'll let y'all elaborate on that. 1 sack. It was from the left side. It was more of the way that, and it might have been Trent Williams giving up the sack. I could look it up, but it was more of the way Brock stepping up into it, though. It was more like, he was trying to get out of it and he stepped up into it. One sack,
he was extending the play, and then Bruce Irvin got deeper than the deepest, and then as Brock extended the play, Bruce Irvin is just in position. So it wasn't like somebody just got outright beat. It was just an extended play that Brock still held onto the ball too long, and there was a free defender that was able to get to him. So otherwise, the offensive line was clean. Before we continue, I just want to address this from GSU because I feel like he's trolling. But he says, Moles, you were an O lineman. How many cheap shots did you take on a defender after the play in the pile? First of all, I was a defensive lineman. Second of all, Moles don't take cheap shots because he don't need to do that. And it doesn't matter whether you're O lineman or D lineman. Cheap shots at the end of the play, they shouldn't be a part of the game. Like, everybody's trying to play the game to win. But at the end of the day, it's man on man. If you get beat, you get beat. Taking a cheap shot, it has no place in the game of football. Now, like Breezy mentioned earlier, yeah, things happen, but things like this shouldn't happen. We grown men, we adults, we play in this game. This is our livelihoods at stake. We're, especially in the NFL, these guys are supporting their families. This is how that they make a living. So to take a cheap shot on an injured player, which has had ankle and knee injuries, to grab his leg and to twist and contort it, it shouldn't be in the game. And I don't care if it happened to Debo. I don't care if it was one of our players doing it to the Seahawks. I would have said there was no need for that to happen, whether a flag was called or not. So I was a defensive lineman. I usually got the cheap shots from offensive linemen because I was beating them badly. So they had to do whatever they had to do to get under my skin. Like I said, most don't take cheap shots.
There it is. He's still going to come in here and troll. So just know that's what he does.
We know that.
Let's flip the script real quick to the top defensive play. Let's start with you, Mose. I'll end it. We'll go Mose, Peachy, and then I'll try to figure out one because I'm sure y'all gonna take the two.
Top defensive play,
yeah,
for me, because it was something I would. Tony, shout out to Tony, resident Nothing But Niners GM.
What's going on, Tony?
He hit me up in DM, and he was like, thoughts on the game, anything you concerned about? And both he and I mentioned concern for Diamador Lenoir. So for him to not only play well, but to get an interception, for me, his interception was the top play of the game, because I think for me, it was, you're able to see when he plays right, when he's locked in, he can play this game at a very, very, very high level. Very, very, very high level. And he read that play perfectly. He dropped into, his coverage perfectly, saw the ball thrown, reacted to it, made the interception. And I feel like that's a good play, a confidence booster for him as well.
Heck yeah.
Because, teams have been talking about, going after 38, teams picking on him, announcers talking about it, sports media talking about it, him being the weakest link of the defense. So a confidence booster for him, another momentum play that swung in the 49ers' favor. I'm going with Lenoir's interception.
I like it. Very good play. Peachy.
So I will do you a favor, since today's your birthday. I will take a totally different one, and you can take the big one. I want to just say that I thought that just overall, our defense, when we were able to get them 3 and outs, Armstead was a big part of that to get those. So I will go with Armstead. Armstead was very beneficial to those.
First sack of the game.
Yep.
Right.
Eric Armstead set the tone. And that was definitely key to what you said, those 3 and outs at the very beginning of the game.
Right.
I thought the whole defensive front was pretty darn good. I thought Javon Kinlaw had a big tackle for a loss. Nobody's talking about that. But yeah, I gotta go with my guy Chuck, man. Like, listen, underrated player in my opinion. Doesn't get the same he doesn't get the fanfare because he's just not on the level of a Nick Bosa, but he's a good complement to Nick Bosa. What the 49ers are doing defensively are they have the perfect model of what they want the edge rusher to be. And then they have these complementary pieces. And so these complementary pieces just need to get their chance. And I thought Charles Omenihu, who used to be an inside guy, I want y'all to understand how difficult it is to go from inside to becoming a pass rusher on the outside. You got to change your body. You got to lean up. You got to get quicker. You got to get hands right. And you heard Nick Bosa talk about something really cool because he gave him props, right? Because if you looked on the sideline after the play was made, the announcer says, that was all Nick Bosa, right? That's what they said. So on the sideline, when they showed the camera, guess who was sitting next to Nick? My man Chuck. And Nick was like, you know what I'm saying? He was telling the cameras it was this guy. This guy caused the strip. Matter of fact, about 2 or 3 plays earlier, he had just missed a sack, like literally had Geno in his grasp, literally, and Geno somehow slithered his way out of it. So I knew Charles Omenihu was balling. I'm going to say that play right there was the game changer. I don't think it was the tone setter. It was the game changer. I thought the thing that kind of like made the 49ers play a little different was that Debo thing Peachy talked about on the offensive side. Like that's kind of what changed the mindset of the players. But that was a drive that the Seahawks were driving to score another touchdown. It looked like the 49ers couldn't force them to kick field goals. And all of a sudden, what do? Strip sack Geno Smith by Charles Omenihu. Nick Bosa is able to fall on it, recover it. And the ball was literally laying on the ground for 3 seconds. I was like, somebody pick it up. I'm picking it up.
Somebody picked that up. Somebody picked that up.
God, you want to talk about nuts into the stomach, like on the road?
I was like, please let 49er pick this up. Like, please did not let us see off.
Yo, it was on the ground, y'all, for 3 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
I was so nervous. I was like, please let a 49er pick this ball up.
Picked it up, and after that, the offense clicked like Peachy talked about earlier, and the next thing you know, it was control. It was Kyle in control. It's like you ever play video games and you get to a checkpoint and then all of a sudden it's time to really start pulling out the stuff. And that's what Kyle Shanahan did because like you said, Mose, he was getting Brock Purdy ready in the first half, throwing the ball, seeing how he could throw in these weather conditions. If it gets bad, he can always revert to the run. But what if the rain lets up? He can throw this ball down the field. And that's what we started to see. I tweeted out at some point in the game that Brock's slant game is on a whole nother level. Like his slant passes are just where they're supposed to be, man. They're not behind, they're not high, they're just right there where the spot is, I guess. And those receivers, running backs, receivers, tight ends are able to catch the ball and get their yak on. Let's go real quickly. Player of the game off defensively, and we'll do offensively. All right, player of the game defensively. Is it the players that we mentioned here, or do you guys have somebody different? Let's start with Peachy, Mose, and then I'll go.
Oh, let's see. My player of the game would actually have to give to Armstead. I thought that he did a lot in this game.
So good to be back.
I know.
It's so good to have him back.
Yes, it is.
Because remember, Armstead missed practice this week.
Yep.
Due to, I don't know if he was sick. I think he was sick. I think it was just an illness. I think it was a bug going around. I can't remember what it was. But it was so good to have him back. He's so detrimental to this team. Really good player. Just real quick about Armstead. I'll go ahead and give you his stats. Like you're not going to get crazy big stats from these interior guys. Yeah. So that's just not what they do. They're not built like our interior guys aren't built like the Aaron Donalds or the Chris Jones.
Right.
They fit a certain, you know what I'm saying? Armstead played 36 snaps. He had 2 tackles and a sack. One of his tackles was for a loss, tackle for a loss. So yeah, man, Armstead. Mose, who you going with, bro?
If we can repeat players, I'm going Charles Omenihu.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, he could pick who you want. He made the game-changing play. Yep. I believe he had 2 sacks this game. So he was a man on a mission, and he completed that mission. So defensive player of the game is Charles Omenihu.
Yeah, man. He had 2 sacks this game. I call it 3-2-1 or 1-2-3, 3 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and 2 sacks in this game. If I get a chance to pick a player, I gotta go with the machine. There's only one player on this team that's a machine, and the machine actually came out for a player too on this game. But when I talk about machine, I'm talking about a guy that plays the majority of the whole damn game. He played 49 snaps. The total snaps from a defensive player were 50. So that was the max. He only missed 1. Can you guys guess who I'm talking about?
Fred Warner.
Close.
It's not Greenlaw because he came out for a few plays because he was injured, right?
It's that he missed 1 snap. So he literally missed 1 play in this game. He was right back in the game. It's like he got a quick stinger,
came out,
came right back in.
So he would have played all 50 plays had it
all
not been
50
for that
plays,
little,
bro.
That little nagging injury. Wow. I mean, he led the team in tackles with 11.
There it is. So, I mean,
yeah.
What would we do without him being a machine each and every game?
The announcers mentioned it last night. They said that, Kyle Shanahan, gave praise to his defense, but says we are not the same defense without Dre Greenlaw. He specifically wanted to make sure he gave Greenlaw his flowers and said we are not the same defense without number 57. So I love that from our head coach, and I agree with him completely. Greenlaw, ever since he came in and assumed the starting role, he's just at a dynamic level of play from that linebacker position. And I agree. When he's not in there, we do see a difference in how this team plays. So, if Fred Warner is, the heartbeat, if Nick Bosa is the muscle, if Jimmy Ward is the swag, then, we got to find whatever it is that Dre Greenlaw is, because he is an important piece to this defensive unit.
I think Greenlaw would be the energy, right? You know how, like, when they say that I'm energetic, like I bring life, to the team. I know that you say that Fred Warner is the heartbeat, but without this energy, without Greenlaw's energy, the defense plays a lot different. And then you see Fred Warner trying to overcompensate for that energy, and then he's overplaying plays and trying to do this and trying to do that. So Greenlaw, and it's not a stab to Azeez Al-Shaair because he's another machine. They're just different types of machines. It's like you got Terminator 1 and then the T-1000. Like that's kind of like what you got. And to me, Greenlaw is that original Terminator, right? The original one that always whips the asses of all the other Terminators. And then you got these new model Terminators. That's what Azeez Al-Shaair come in. And I'm hoping they figure out a way, to find a way, if they can financially, to keep them apart. And it's unfortunate that he might be the expendable because the 49ers don't play in base a lot. They play in a lot of nickel because of all the teams got 3 wide receivers. Like every team has got three wide receivers. And if college keeps producing these wide receivers like they're producing, like it just forcing teams to play nickel defense and nickel coverage. And so that's why you're not seeing a lot of base. But when he's out there, god darn. But yeah, man, Greenlaw, let's go offensively. Let's go with Mose first, then Peachy, and I'll end it up offensively. Offensive player of the game. This should be interesting because and we can't pick the same player. Nope. But if they were already mentioned, you can definitely mention them. We can't pick the same player if they're mentioned here. Okay, that's what I like to hear, PG.
Yeah, there's definitely
enough.
It's plenty.
Almost.
For me, you guys let me go first. So unfortunately today I'm gonna take the easy one. Gotta go Brock Purdy. His escapability. I believe one of the players in the press conference called it slitheriness. Like his just ability to escape pressure, extend the play, move the pocket, find his downfield receivers. He started off with a little bit of nervous energy, some playoff jitters. He got it corrected after halftime. 332 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles, 89.5 QBR, 113.5 quarterback rating.
I got you, bro.
He is the leader of this offense from the quarterback standpoint, and he delivered. He delivered. I think he put the league on notice that says, don't come in here thinking you're going to have an easy time because I'm not Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. I'm not Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. I belong here. And if you're going to play this team with all of these weapons, just know that I'm one of these weapons as well. You're gonna have to deal with me just like you got to deal with the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to give it to Brock Purdy for how he played yesterday. Absolutely outstanding.
So can I say this before I announce mine, because it's like, well, it's Debo is the one that I have. It's Debo Samuel. Can I say something about that? Did you see when Brock Purdy was yelling at Debo, like what he said? Because I was like, that is so awesome. Like that, he has taken, like he's really taken charge of this offense. Like he was yelling at him, and I was like, I love it.
It's definitely something to love, but this is what you want to see from a leader. I think what Mo said earlier, you got rookies being rookies, but then you got some rookies being veterans. I don't think Brock Purdy is a rookie. It's something different about his whole demeanor. Like it's veteranship and a rookie title body, right? He looks like a rookie, but he's walking and talking pretty much like a vet. And
I'm sorry. I guess it was Ayuk. I had the wrong person. My bad.
I think the whole team is all in on Brock Purdy.
Sorry,
like
guys.
they're all in. It's okay. They're all in on Brock. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so look, Ayuk was beating himself. So here's the thing. You saw him yelling at Ayuk, but then you also saw him consoling Ayuk. Because when Ayuk missed that pass, did you see him on the bench?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he slammed his helmet down and just like laid on the bench with his hands over. He was sick.
Brock went to him and told him, "Bro, you're gonna get another shot." Who the fuck said what? Like you're gonna get another shot?
Yeah,
like just shake it off. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again.
But my player is Debo Samuel, who had 6 receptions for 133 yards. And also had 3 carries, 32 yards. So he had a day also. And Debo was just awesome yesterday. And I'm not sure that if Debo didn't play, I'm not sure that we would have won this game. I'm just going to be honest, because Debo made a huge impact in this game yesterday. So I'm glad that we had Debo. I'm glad that Debo was fine after that. He said that his ankle, that it hurt, but he was also so angry, and he stayed there longer because he wanted to calm himself down, because he knew if he got up, he was going to get in trouble. So he waited to calm himself down, but it did hurt because he literally twisted it, and there was a ref standing right there beside him. It was crazy. But anyway, Debo Samuel is mine.
I told y'all he a bully, man. There's a difference between regular season Debo and playoff Debo, and they both are menaces to society. So you just you kind of don't want Debo. I don't think teams. I want to play Dallas so bad. I just want to play Dallas. I want to play the Cowboys here. We already beat them there. Right. I want them not to come to San Francisco, because you know who they don't want to see? Debo Samuel.
Nope. Yeah. Listen, as much as I like Trayvon Diggs, he don't want that. He don't want Debo smoke.
They're too physical, bro. It's too physical for these DBs.
Yeah.
They don't want it. I like that. Debo definitely was going to be my guy, Peachy, but you beat me to the gun. So I'm going to go with the other guy. I'm going to go with the guy that I just don't think that the offense ticks without him. And I know Elijah Mitchell was running back 1, and you shouldn't lose your job, whatever, blah, 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 due to injury, blah, 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 whatever. But I'm going to tell you what, Christian McCaffrey also had a day. I don't even call him CMC. I call him what his mama call him. Hey, Christian McCaffrey, right? This dude is phenomenally just amazing.
He is amazing, man. The stuff that he can do out there is just crazy.
Peachy, the dude was hitting the left, right, Madden stick.
It's nuts.
His cuts are so. I didn't even peep the stop and go. No, I didn't like the stop and go. I didn't like the stop and go. He should never do stop and go. He had a touchdown and he stopped. Thought he can cut back to the right. If he just would have kept running, I don't think they would have caught him. But he thought he could stop, cut back to the right, and get into the touchdown. He didn't realize the dude was right there behind him. He should have just kept running straight. But listen, CMC is the reason why the offense ticks. I think he makes it a little bit easier. Guess what we saw, y'all? CMC and Debo in the backfield at the same time.
Did you guys listen to? Well, I watched it on TV because it came on Fox, and it was like everywhere. It's the only game on. So the commentators from that game were talking about how, CMC can just, people were saying, like, well, look what the 49ers gave up for this running back and all sorts of stuff like this and all this stuff. And they're like, there's absolutely no way that the 49ers would regret what they did. Like it could turn out to be like the best, like in-season trade
of all time.
Yeah, because wow. I mean, what he's done for this team and what he's added to this team is just awesome. Because the fact that we had a chance where we could have drafted him, Stanford, but we got somebody else from Stanford instead. But he was right there, and I watched that that little special with his mom and whatever, and they were talking with the Shanahans about all this stuff, and she was talking about how she wanted him to come to the 49ers because it's like a big group and family thing, whatever, and she wanted him to do that, but we didn't draft him. We got Solomon Thomas instead, and but anyway. I had watched CMC like at Stanford, and I had always wanted him because I knew he was going to be awesome in the NFL, and he's still kind of young. So I'm looking forward to many years with him balling like that.
We got at least 3. I think it's going to be a contract. Okay, so you know what I love about the 49ers, Peachy? When they get a player that they covet, which means a player that they like, and then if the player likes it, usually that player works out the long game. And so I think CMC is relatively young, but he's also a running back. But I think he's going to extend years on his career if Kyle Shanahan utilizes him not just like a running back. So if we continue to utilize him the way we're utilizing him, so like when in Carolina, he was everything.
Yeah. They tried to run him into the ground because he had to do every single thing for that team.
Yeah.
He was it.
Yeah. And so he don't have to be it
right
here,
exactly.
But the defenses still have to account for him as the it. And so, damn, if he lines up in the backfield, we know he's going to run. But what if he lines up in the backfield? What if he splits out wide? What is he going to do? He could still come and get a reverse. We haven't seen that yet, guys. We haven't seen him split out, take the handoff, and run that end around reverse type of play. We haven't seen that from him yet. Oh my gosh, it's probably coming.
It probably is. I'm sure Kyle has a lot of things in his magic playbook for the playoffs that he's gonna distribute later on.
All right, so check this out. Fair, I sent you a text message. Please hit me back ASAP if you're still watching the show. All right. Moses he's trying to get in touch with Fair as well. They see Moses looking down. Let me send my bro Nick a message. I'm doing the show. He knows I'm doing the show. And he has to leave. He's headed back to New Jersey. He probably knocked on my door and I didn't know it was him. Go figure. But guys, let's go ahead and wrap the show up very shortly before we get to super chat segments. Who do you guys want to play next? It's out of 3 teams. All right. Which one of the teams do you want next? Do you guys want the Minnesota Vikings? And I know it all comes down to how they play, but who do you think the 49ers are going to match up against the best? The Vikings, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or the Dallas Cowboys?
You know what? I want Minnesota.
Ooh. She want the receiver game.
I want Minnesota.
You want to beat Kirk Cousins bad, don't you? Again.
I want Minnesota.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it's Tampa Tom.
I really
don't
want
care
Minnesota.
if it's the Cowgirls. I don't care if it's the Kirk Cousins in them. I don't care. Kirk Cousins in them. You can bring the little Giants. I don't care. I'm
Eddie
ready to
agrees
play.
with you. Bring them all. Bring on anyone.
This is too funny. Aren't
you afraid though of Tampa? Tom Brady's just weird. Like I didn't even want him in here. Like I was hoping that he wouldn't be in here because we beat the crap out of them, and I was hoping that other teams would do the same, so that it would be somebody else. Because the playoff Tom Brady, I mean, you guys saw that Rams game where he just, not wait, no, it was the Rams. I mean, they lost, but Tom Brady brought them like all the way back pretty much to the very end, and they almost came back. Like it was very close.
About time y'all start listening to me. I'm
there's
trying to
just
tell
something
you.
different about Tom Brady and the playoffs. I don't want to play. I don't want to play Tom Brady. That one I do not want.
I'm not scared of it, but I'm with Peachy. I've been telling y'all, don't let that old man into these playoffs. I feel like they're gonna beat the snot out of Dallas. Hey, Tom Brady's never lost to the Cowboys, bro.
Never. Never lost to the Cowboys.
What you trying to tell me? That the Cowboys one and done?
Ooh.
I don't want to offend none of the Cowboys people out here, but yeah, man. I mean, like, they got their work cut out.
Tom Brady has been doing nothing but studying.
Monday is the execution date.
Monday is the execution, the inflation. They on their way out. Like I'm just saying, look, I know Tom hasn't played his best football. Does it matter now? Because it's the playoffs and none of that shit matters. Like
it doesn't. he just turns on something crazy. He just turns on something crazy in the playoffs, and I just don't want to face him.
I want the Cowboys personally, Peachy and Mose.
Gotcha.
I just want to send them home crying. It was one of the greatest feelings ever watching Trent Williams point out to them, basically saying what Richard Sherman said to us back in that year that I'm not going to re-mention, like, you mad, bro? Like, I felt like that should have been the caption of the Trent Williams picture when they were out in Dallas. Quick question before we go to the super chats. Which 49er player do you want to win this Super Bowl for the most? Which current 49er player do you want to win this Super Bowl for the most? Y'all want me to go? Yeah, I'm not going first.
Debo.
Okay. Why?
Him being on this team, going to the Super Bowl his rookie year, and seeing the amount of emotion that he had at the end of last season when we lost in the NFC Championship game. I know it means a lot to everybody, but I know it means a lot to Debo. He wants to be available. He wants to give 150%. He doesn't care how, banged up his body is. He wants to give it his all to make sure that him and his team can be champions. The emotion that he expressed last year, I want it for Debo.
Okay, I could dig it. Peachy?
I want it for Armstead.
Ooh.
You guys got to remember, Armstead's been around for a real long time, people. And so I want it for him. He's been through a lot. I mean, he's been talked about. He's been bad-mouthed by our press people. Like he's been done wrong. He's really been done wrong by them a lot. And I know that he's tried his best to do everything he can to play his hardest and to do what he needs to do. And I want to us to win for Armstead.
I'm gonna go with the longest tenured player who might not be here anymore after this season. So if he gonna go out, I want him to go out with a bang, Niner gang. You know what I'm saying? And that's my guy Jimmy Ward, man. Like, you want to talk about who's been through, I don't think anybody's been through anything more than Jimmy Ward. You want to talk about trenches, we could talk about the trenches. You want to talk about injuries, we can talk about injuries. You want to talk about getting drafted at one position and Trent Baalke saying, nah, we're gonna use him on these other ways. Make sure your coaches, you use them this. You want to talk about messing with a person's mental, like that right there is crazy. I think Jimmy Ward, I want the 49ers to win this for him. That way, if he decides to walk away from the Niners or maybe football, if he decides to walk away, like I could be like, Jimmy, like you definitely gave your all for this team. You gave your heart, your blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm glad we can reward you with this Lombardi. And then he could go on the next journey for his life, whether it's to play football more for a different team or stay with the Niners. Who knows? But I'm going with Jimmy Ward. I see some people out there going with Jimmy Ward. And he the longest tenured Niner. These younger guys gonna get their chance. I promise you, the 49ers, y'all are building a dynasty. So what you need to understand
definitely.
is that this is going to be the norm in about a couple of if Brock Purdy is the piece that they want to move forward with this team, and then you got this really exciting kid named Trey Lance that we still don't know what can do, like his time is going to come. Trust me, it's going to come. Just go back and watch Patriots, Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady scenario and how that all worked out. It might take an injury, it might take something, but times are gonna come. The cool thing about the Niners is they got time. They're not paying quarterbacks money. They can continue to build and stack the team and make sure that it's going to continue to churn like a fine oil machine. So the Niners got a lot to go for. Listen, football has started. Let's get to these super chat contributions. Let's get up out of here. Peachy, you want to pull them up and then I'll read them out, or you can read them out. All right, cool.
I got it. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do these. I'm just gonna go like this. Thank you, Marty Mark 49 Empire. Happy birthday, my brother. Prayers and blessings to you.
Thank you, Marty Mar. Appreciate the super chat contribution and the birthday shout out.
Very, very much. Yes, we do. And then we have this one right here, which is is that two? Okay, he must have did two. Oh, here we go. Nicholas Parra, yo, what's good, my Niners family? Happy birthday to my brother Wayne Breezy. God bless you always.
I love you, bro. He texted me and said, if I knock on the door, you're gonna hear it because it's super loud. Appreciate you, bro.
And then the next one, Raphael 562. Niners, happy birthday, Wayne Breezy. Victory Sunday.
Victory Sunday, y'all. I don't have the sound effects because I didn't bring that stuff with me, but the foghorn was in full effect. It was in full effect yesterday. It was really good to hear that foghorn multiple times. Thank you, Raphael, for the birthday and the super chat contribution.
Okay. And then Sean Shepard says, Great Friday. Kanan turned 3 yesterday.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Kanan. I hope you're feeling better.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Breezy. How is it at 55, Breezy? You passed me. Kanan going to send you some fiber. Be blessed, my friend. Brock is the man in franchise.
I have no problems using the bathroom. I don't necessarily need extra fiber in my diet. I'm pretty good to go. 55 feels good though. Sean, I appreciate you. Happy birthday, Kanan.
Lord have mercy. Okay. And then Scott Hill, happy birthday, Wayne. Hope you have the best day ever at LFG. We are on our way.
Uncle Scott, thank you so much for the contribution. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. We are definitely on our way. I hate to say it, but no, I don't. It just feels right. Everything's starting to feel
Absolutely.
Right. Like
the
sure 6 years in the making, y'all. It's starting to. If this feels much better than it did in 2019. I'm just saying, it feels right.
Got you. All right, let's see. We got, okay. Tommy Huxley. I think your bad simulations are good luck.
Can you just talk about the Madden simulations? If you guys sit
that was a mess at first.
Yeah, I'm so glad my game froze and the controller got stuck.
Oh no.
It was a mess.
But Tommy, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy.
Maybe they are good luck this year.
The road back. Happy
Fernando.
Sunday. Happy Sunday victory. Hope y'all are doing well. Feels great to get our revenge from 2013 national championship game. I'm with you.
I didn't want to bring it up. I said I wasn't going to say
Let's go Niners. Amen. It did, because I was starting to get vibes of that, when it looked kind of crazy, and I was like,
no. You know what? My bad. I totally kind of like blocked that game out of my memory because it's a different. It's just a whole different vibe for me. But I get now where you're coming from, Peachy. My apologies. Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to stunt. I thought the refs was going to F this game up, and then they started switching their calls in the second half.
Right.
Like, I really thought the refs were going to dictate this game, but it kind of worked in our favor toward the end. So I got you now, Peachy.
Okay. Sean, thank you. Told y'all for over 3 years, Jay is trash. Brock tied JS playoff touchdown total in one game.
Yo, one game. Wait a minute. In one game, Brock Purdy has more touchdown passes than Jimmy Garoppolo?
He had, 3 touchdown passes in this game?
And a rushing.
So 4 touchdown passes, right? So
3 touchdown passes, 1 rushing, so 4 total touchdowns. 330 plus yards, 32 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. I have to look at that.
Wow. No, I've seen the stat. I just can't remember what Jimmy did, but I did see the graphic. He's right. I just was like, dag, Jimmy.
Yikes.
That's why we moving on.
Melissa, I was awake, blew off my mom and doctor, because my sister and brother Crystal and Breezy asked me to come on.
Sorry, mom and doctor.
I'm sorry.
We needed to make sure that Melissa, you got that vital information that you needed for good life on today. Because Brother Mose had a message for you.
Yes.
And we wanted to make sure that you got that
message.
Personally.
Right. Exactly. So that's what we did. And then we got Sean. Thank you. It took Kyle 6 years, but he can adjust now. Bravo.
Well, Sean, to be fair, 5 of those 6 years, you were talking trash about the quarterback that you just mentioned. And so he couldn't adjust. He couldn't do the things that he wanted to do. But now that he has a guy that he trusts is his, he's able to make those adjustments. You see it. So, Sean, thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. And then we got Miss Jacqueline. Happy birthday, Breezy. Enjoy your day.
Miss Knox, thank you so much for the contribution. We truly appreciate it. I'm definitely going to enjoy my day. Who's losing right now? Does anybody know? Is it 0-0?
It's 0-0.
Okay, there it is. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Jalen Waddle dropped a wide open pass.
He hasn't caught a pass.
It was in his hands.
He did an Ayuk.
No, this was easier than Ayuk's.
Okay, my bad. No, yeah. Ayuk. Listen, if you're watching, use it as fuel to the fire, bro. You're an amazing wide receiver.
Facts. Terrence, thank you for becoming a member of the channel.
And you got the right key too. That was dope. Yeah, I can't even do it right now. My voice is shot. Thank you. Yes, we appreciate it.
And Miss Chrissy. Thank you. Right. Happy birthday, Breezy. Thanks for the fun times you bring us all. Thank you, Chrissy.
I love the contribution of 49.
49.
Yes, thank you, Chrissy.
Contribution of the
year. Chrissy. Yes.
Chrissy, nice. You know what's funny, Chrissy?
I got to screenshot that. Hold on. I got to take a picture.
I feel like I've known Chrissy for 2 years. It took me 2 years to build up the courage to ask her what in the hell did her handle mean? 1687. So I was like, they can't be her birthday. And so then I finally got it. It was the Joe Montana to Dwight Clark catch. I think she had to tell me, but it made perfect sense. But Chrissy, I hope you're feeling good. I hope today is a good day for you.
Yes.
You're always in our prayers.
Always.
So again, if you need anything, please let us know. We saw Tanya in the chat as well. Please make sure you keep her and her family in your prayers. She was definitely here at the beginning of the show. Tanya, we love you. We appreciate you. And everybody else, if you're going through something, if you need prayer, hit us up. Yeah. We don't mind praying on the side, praying on the air. All right. So we have zero problems with that. We love you guys. Let's go and get up out of here. Right? We got all the contributions. Cool.
Let me see if we got something that I missed while
Sean, do not send another penny, Sean. Because and here we go. I see one.
He about to do it.
Hurry up so we can get off here before Sean. Now listen, guys, while Peachy is looking that up, we're definitely on the quest. We're about to take 6. Okay, I can tell you right now that this 49ers team just feels different. The vibe is different. You can feel that there's some type of synergy, not just energy, but synergy. There's a connection with the energy going on with these teams. Did you see when Debo got hurt? The whole team got hurt. It wasn't Debo getting his leg twisted. It was the whole team getting their leg twisted from the coaches down.
Defense, everyone.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Debo said this. When I saw Kyle Shanahan run on the field, I knew what time it was. That means that the coach knew what was going down. He was checking on his player. And if Debo was hurt, he still would have played. I think that ban for my brothers, if you're in war together and you get a gunshot, you ain't leaving without your brother, bro. You're going to take that gunshot. You're going to patch it up. You're going to stick yourself with some adrenaline, and you're going to keep it moving until you get everybody out there safely. And that's what I'm seeing from this. Oh, no man left behind. Oh, that's the title. I see that with this particular group of brothers. It's really fun to watch. Next up, we'll find out tonight. You know what I'm saying? 49ers faithful.
Thank you very much. Stop laugh. We have 3 more games to go.
3 to go. 3 to go.
3 to go.
3 to go. It's not over yet. And you're right, 49ers faithful. We appreciate that. You're right. It's 3 to go. So right now we can enjoy it. And then tomorrow, back to business.
Yep.
Back to business.
Back to business. So enjoy it. Back to business tomorrow. Peachy, Mose, thank y'all for being able to jump on here, man. I appreciate it. It was definitely a good show. It's kind of like I don't like doing shows if I don't have good internet connection because I hate not being able to be heard and sounding like robots and all that type of stuff. So thank y'all for being patient and waiting for me.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Everybody out there, man.
Laugh.
Everybody, I'll be traveling tomorrow, so there probably won't be any shows of tomorrow, but definitely back on Tuesday. We'll be back in the full swing. I haven't decided if I'm going to this game yet. I'm tired. It hit me that I'm tired of traveling. That's what I'm tired of. This traveling the West Coast sucks.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's changing the time zones, getting acclimated.
The NFC Championship game and Philly that does what they need to do in their game, and we play Philly, then I'll be going to that game, the championship game.
But I don't think Philly gonna win. So guess where it looks like we're gonna end up?
Right in Santa Clara.
I need Santa Clara to move closer to the East Coast. Like,
it you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is far.
100%.
See, they don't have to see everybody. We love y'all, right? But y'all live out here, right? I want y'all to get on the airplane 2 weeks in a row for 6+ hours and just feel good. Like shit don't feel good. The only thing that feels good is when you win. And then you got to realize, oh, shoot, I got to get back on a 6 hour.
and hope everything go right with my plane and the travel plans. And I don't get delayed. And which you've experienced all season.
What a season. What a season.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, man, before we go, our brother is not here.
Yes, sir.
Fair to God. You know, the fourth horseman of the group, he is not here. I sang the first one. Either Breezy, Peachy, y'all could take this one. But we got to send a happy birthday shout out to his daughter, our niece, Aria. Her birthday is today as well. So that's why Fair's not here. He's getting everything set up for her birthday party. So Breezy, take it away, man. Let's give our niece a good happy birthday.
We'll do it though. We'll do the traditional one because I'm sure she got the melody down pat. And Aria, you're from a family of musicians, so please don't take these crack notes. You know what I'm saying? And charge it to us. Charge it to your dad. Yes, charge it to your dad for having you on the same birthday as me. That's what you're gonna charge it to.
Charge it to the game.
We're gonna charge it to the game. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aria. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Aria. Now give me my dang cake. No, I'm just playing. Enjoy your day, Aria. I know you're gonna have fun today. I wish I could be there to celebrate with you, because I would make sure that they have me my own cake at your birthday party, because it's my birthday too. I was born before you. Just make sure you know Uncle Breezy was his own. Anyway, enjoy your day. Fair, we love you. I am Jackie Robinson, Ronnie Lott. Today, that's who I'm going to be today. The late, great Jackie Robinson and the great Ronnie Lott. I'm going to be representing that 42 all year long, guys. So it's going to be really cool. 42 feels good. Doesn't feel any different from 41, I don't think, as of yet. So, yeah. But, guys, we love y'all, man. Stay up, stay faithful. Always keep it nitty gritty. And thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.